My dear students, am I audible to you? Anyone please respond? Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You see the screen now? Okay. Today we're going to discuss about profile projector. Very important in our exam point of view. Uh, Very important. Okay, as the name implies, profile projector. It is used for projecting the profile of smaller objects in the enlarged view. Okay. Here, if you observe the diagram, in this case, a picture. Okay, one screen is there, large size screen is there. On the largest size screen, we're going to project the image of the smaller objects, just like screws. Okay, suppose if you want to measure the major diameter, minor diameter, pitch of the screw, and thread angle, in all the cases, we're going to project the smaller, okay, size screw, okay, into the screen by enlarging it. Okay. After enlarging the screw, okay, up to maximum 300 times, maximum 1,000 times, you can enlarge the given object image. Okay. In that case, you can clearly visible the different features of the screw. Then automatically you can measure the dimensions. Okay. The measured dimensions are in the enlarged view. Then if you want to actual dimensions, you have to divide with the okay magnification value, right? If you observe in the diagram, here the large size screen is there. Into the screen, we are going to project the object image, okay, by using different optic principle. Okay, generally, in case of mechanical elements, mechanical equipments or measuring instruments, if you want to enlarge or magnify the size of objects, in that case, you are going to use the pinions and gears and also springs, levers. Those are used for magnifying the given object image. But in this case, we are going to use optics principles. That is, the use of mirrors, lenses, condensers. Okay, all those are used to okay enlarge the given object size up to number of times. Okay, the enlarged image is again further projected into the okay screen. In this case, it completely based on optics. Okay, we are going to use the light source. Here, if you observe clearly, this is a screen and here operation keyboard also there and the digital inputs. Right here in this case, one table is there. On the table, you are going to place the work part which is to be tested. Okay, and the table is having the two motions, the motion in x direction and y direction based on the movement of micrometers attached to the slides. Right. Okay. Profile projector definition. Projector is a device that applies principles of optics to the inspection of manufactured parts. In this case, principles of optics are utilized in order to inspect the manufactured parts. Those are utilized means those are utilized to magnify the smaller size objects up to number of times. Okay, in order to clearly visualize different okay features of the smaller object. Right. In this, the magnified image of part is projected upon the screen, and the dimensions and the geometry of the part are measured against the prescribed limits. Okay, as discussed in toolmaker's microscope, in this optical profile projector also there exists a scale. Okay, okay, micrometer and two micrometers are provided, and also baseline is provided in order to set it to the boundaries of the work part. We will see later. This is simply invented by this James Hortons and Russell W. Porter. Okay, it is completely based on mixing of optics and measurement in a device. Optics and instrument. Sorry, measurement is mixed in a single device. Working principle of profile projector. We will see, as discussed earlier, it consists of a number of mirrors, okay, lenses, okay, and the light source, power source as a light source here, light source. Going to take annotate. Okay. If you observe, this is a light source, the condenser lens, and the beam of light is coming here. This is M1, and this is a table on which the work part to be inspected is placed, and the table is attached with a micrometer for the different movements. Two micrometers are there, and this is a magnifying lens, and this mirror 2, mirror 3, and finally it reaches the screen. That means before reaching the screen, okay, this object, a smaller object, which is placed on this table, work table, is magnified more number of times. Okay, the magnified is image is simply projected on this. Okay, observe here. Whatever the beam of light which is coming from the light source, this diverged beam of light simply passes, allowed to pass through the condenser. This condenser simply allows the certain beam of light having some certain wavelength, and this beam of light is allowed to pass in the straight direction, in this direction, and it is allowed to strike the mirror M1. Okay, after striking the mirror M1, again it is reflected and directed in this direction. Okay, in this direction, when it is moving in this direction, in the path of the beam, in the path of the beam, the work table is placed. Work table is placed. Okay, on the work table, there is a glass screen, transparent glass screen. On the glass screen, we are going to place the workpiece to be inspected. Okay, simply the workpiece to be inspected is placed on the glass screen of work table. Right. This beam of light, which is coming from the mirror M1, okay, simply strikes the object which is placed on the glass screen. Okay, after touching the glass object, the beam of light simply allowed to pass through magnifying lens. Okay, the beam of light carrying the outer boundary, that is contour of the object, okay, is simply allowed to strike the mirror M2 after striking magnifying glass. Here, number of times it is magnified, and then it is allowed to strike the mirror M2. Then again, it is deflected in this direction, and again, it is allowed to strike the mirror M3. Finally, it is allowed to reach the screen. Okay, so here, by using different okay components, mirrors, and lenses, the image of the object is magnified, and the magnified image is simply projected into the screen. Okay, this is enlarged size, completely magnified up to 100 times at the 1000 times maximum. Okay, it is magnified to the magnification. In that case, you can clearly visualize the features. That means if you observe the screw, on the screw, you cannot measure the pitch, you cannot measure the maximum diameter, major diameter, or the minimum diameter, or the thread angle. It is not possible to measure, okay, directly. Therefore, the image of that screw is magnified number of times, and with the help of magnified image, you are going to measure the different features, just like major diameter, minor diameter, pitch, thread angle, depth, okay, all the parameters you can measure. You can use this profile projector not only for measuring the proper, some features of screws, they also use it for okay, checking the different angles of cutting tools. Okay, it can also use it for that also. Right. Here the micrometer is provided attached to the table. By utilizing this micrometer, you can okay move this work table okay in the linear direction. In the linear direction. Okay. That means by adjusting the micrometer, you can keep the table and the workpiece in the path of beam. Okay, in order to keep the workpiece in the path of beam, the micrometer is operated to move the okay table in the leftward and rightward direction, in this direction. Another micrometer is there in order to move the workpiece in inward and outward direction. Okay, in two directions you can move the okay work table. Here there exists a circular scale also in order to measure the angles. This profile projector not only meant for measuring the linear measurements and also used for okay circular measurement, angular measurements. Right. Okay. Next, profile projector components. Observe here. The projection lens is there. It is a work table having the two micrometer heads. If you are the one, two micrometers, and illumination section knob. Okay, condenser lens. Okay, all of that in this profile projector. Right. This is a front view projection lens, focusing way. You can move the table up and down by operating this wheel in order to, okay, magnify, in order to focus the work part. Okay, right. Profile projector components, lamp, light source, viewing eyepiece, okay, beam splitter, pen scale, okay, different components are there, okay, right. Projector advantages, measuring length width. Profile projectors generally used for measuring the length and width linear measurements. We observe here, in this case, this is the screen of the profile projector. On the screen, object image is obtained like this. Here, two lines are there, engraved lines. Those are used as the reference lines. Suppose if you want to measure the length of this object, as discussed in case of tool maker's microscope, okay, here the initial measurement is taken for at this position, and then you have to move this vertical line to the next location. Okay, and you have to take the reading again. By taking the difference of two readings, initial reading and final reading, you can get the length of the, okay, object image here. Okay, suppose if you want to measure the width, in that case, width means in this direction you have to measure. Initially, this horizontal reference line is matched with the boundary of object image. In this position, you have to take initial reading, and then you have to move this horizontal reference line, okay, in the upward direction in order to keep it parallel to this edge like this. In that case, you can take the another reading, second reading. By taking the difference of those two, you can measure the, okay, width also. That means by moving the reference lines to the boundary of the work parts, you can take the length and width measurements, length and width measurement. In this position, you have to take initial reading. Okay, for measuring the length, you have to move the vertical line to the rightward boundary of the work part up to now. Okay, then you have to take the reading. Okay, that is difference of those two readings to the, okay, length of the object. In the same manner, you can find the width also. Okay. And also, this profile projector can be used for a points measurement. Points measurement, suppose if you want to measure the pitch, in that case, you have to take the distance between 2 points and the corresponding teeth. Okay, all right. In this case, the point measurement also possible by using this profile projector. Angle measurement also possible. Okay, suppose if you want to measure the angle, first how to place this one reference line parallel to this edge, and take the initial reading, then rotate and parallel to this edge and take second reading. That's what gives the angular measurement. Okay, right. Cost saving. Optical comparators save time. Why they save? Because of ease of use and ergonomic designs reduce the inspection time, reducing cost, comparator fatigue. Just in case of micrometers and in case of calipers, always you have to take the reading. Okay, how to observe. In this case, it is very
Major diameter, minor diameter, thread tape, thread angle, distance between two teeth. Generally, profile projector is used for measurement of complex shape, geometry, objects. Parts of profile projector. So first is profile projector lens. So here you can see the lens is having a 10x magnification. So any component can be mounted on it. So this is the on which the workpiece screw bolt is mounted, and we can take the reading. Third one is micrometer. So there are two micrometer. Front micrometer is used for to measure the movement of table in vertical direction, and for side micrometer to measure the movement in horizontal direction. So fourth one is profile projector screen. So it is equipped with 360-degree angle clockwise and anti-clockwise rotation. Fifth one is bed height adjustment. So with the help of bed height adjustment, we can move that bed upward or downward direction so that we can achieve zoom in and zoom out. Now next is how to find out list count of profile projector. Okay, now we will calculate list count for profile projector. And
Repeat out.
so good morning. Today's topic is profile.
Okay, my dear students, it is replaying number of times. Don't feel bored. Bore. Okay.
So good morning. Today's topic is profile. Good morning. Today's topic is profile projector. So in this practical, we will see measurement of screw thread parameter, height, major diameter, inner diameter, thread tape, thread angle, distance between two teeth. Generally, profile projector is used for measurement of complex shape, geometry, objects. Parts of profile project.
Okay, my dear students, I will share this complete video in our uh, WhatsApp group. Okay, that's better. Why? Because it is having more length and it is replaying number of times. So it consuming our time. Okay, it's all about today's topic: profile projector and optical flats. Profile projector is completely working is similar to that of toolmaker's microscope, but in case in this profile projector, magnification is possible, higher magnification possible when compared with toolmaker's microscope. The both this optical projector and the toolmaker's mic both are available in our metrology laboratory, and you are having a experiment on these two equipments, toolmaker's microscope and optical profile projector. We will see in our laboratory also, right? This is very important for smaller parts, for linear measurements and angular measurements. Okay, and complex shaped objects and small, very small sized objects, very small dimensions are magnified in this case. Okay, that is all the about filmmakers, microscope, optical projector. Okay, light optical flats are those are a very important smaller devices used for checking the flatness of different objects. Okay, objects means our slip gauges. Okay, are the other optical flats. Okay, or micrometer anvils. For that, these optical flats are used. Okay, now with this, I am closing the session. The coming class, we will discuss about interferometry. Right. Hello, hello, my dear students. Hello, my dear students. Please respond. Anyone? Is it possible to respond? I will unmute, enabling you to unmute yourself. Hello. Okay, my dear students, I'm closing the session.